Hello and welcome back for episode 2 of my Nature's Beauty series here on the channel. JohnFowl92, I am here in my storage room, and a few things have changed since last time, which we'll take a look at. Done a few projects around town. So yeah, let's go take a look at the progress made. All right, so first and foremost, I spent a ton of time on this, just figuring out what I wanted to do here. Watching other people's videos. I want to give a lot of credit to PJ Pajama Bottoms, Dennisy, a bunch of other people from the Craft Theory server. Obviously, Welsknight, been keeping up with his series as well. So a lot of the things you see in here are kind of ideas I got from them, or other things. Yeah, I wanted to put in a kitchen, and I played with DecoCraft quite a bit. Over here you can see my little DecoCraft area and all these different things. I actually probably tried out all of these. In the end, I really felt like DecoCraft kind of, I don't know, it kind of breaks the immersion for me in some ways. I don't, this is a very rustic feeling mod pack, and Minecraft in general is that way, I guess. Yeah, the things like the refrigerator or like the modern stove or hood or things really kind of did it. I did keep the refrigerator just because, storing milk and pizza. Check this out, by the way. Meat Feast Pizza, right? Look at that. Always edible Buffs player. 12 hunger pops and 29 saturation. Woohoo! That is quite the food source. Maybe we'll go through how it's quite a process to make it. But yeah, I had a bigger kitchen. I had this whole wall as a kitchen at one point. And then I decided, wow, I've got all these pans stuff. So this is literally every food source that comes from a Pam garden here, up here. They're organized by garden, so that starts with the arid garden, and then I believe the tropical one next to the pineapples, then windy, soggy, shaded, and defrost eventually. So kind of alphabetical order by garden type. Keep some of the right ingredients together. But with a door controller, it's easy to do harvests and come down here and just dump my food in. Started doing a little bit of the beehive stuff, and one of the other Pam's things is the calamari when you get that. So I don't think I'll ever get, huge quantities of these, and I have lots of emeralds also, so I can 32x the storage on these drawers and always have a lot. I love about it, actually, is if I want to, I can come over here and grab my quantify key, and, check out how many I have of stuff. So I only have 30 cactus, but I have 74 of the Giga Pickles. Those are not in one of the Pam's gardens. Those are like one of the extras. But like the spice leaves, I think I have a lot of. Yeah, like 96 of them. Yeah, so you can put up the numbers. Lots of corn. It's kind of cool to be able to see how much you have of stuff. These don't store. They give you storage, which is fine, but like it doesn't have tooltips in them. So like I'd have to take this out to see that it's actually milk, and not like Holstein milk, which is my, like here, these are Holstein milk buckets. So the storage here isn't great, but I do, next to the stove, keep, the cooking ware, the knife to cut up the cheese, cutting board, these are things that are necessary in recipes. And then over here, over the sink, I have some of the staples. Olive oil, cheese, salt, flour. Those are things that get added to a ton of recipes. So I'm going to have kind of the staples in these areas. But a very simple, hopefully useful kitchen. I did add this area kind of for the common like mob drops and loot that you get. So you get all these hose and things from other things. I have a grinder, so I have tons of skeleton stuff like arrows and bows. I didn't want to put arrows in my, what is that? Torch arrow. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check out what that is later. I didn't want to put arrows in my drawer arrays because when you use the drawer controller to drop stuff off, it would take all my arrows out. And I went with a mending bow instead of an infinity bow because I do have a skeleton farm. So yeah, so I always want arrows in my inventory and lots of them. Over here you can see, yeah, because of my skeleton farm, you can see I have lots of bones. Bone blocks. I haven't done a ton of grinding yet. Yeah, this storage drawer array is coming along. And then this actually, so until a minute ago, these were where I kept my Pam stuffs, but no longer needed, right? So we're there. We'll be able to now sort some of this stuff out. This is plants, food stuff, so like pineapples, the Pam seeds and gardens, which are the actual gardens. And as I said, I got into that stuff a little bit. Made sure that I was upgrading my furnaces, my pulvises. So you can see I've got the maximum. Oh, sometimes I've noticed, yeah, stuff gets stuck in the hopper until you click on the furnace. It's interesting. But yeah, maximum slot upgrades and speed upgrades and efficiency upgrades, so this stuff smelts up real fast. I don't have a ton. This is actually all my iron and gold, so I haven't done a lot of mining or anything, and I've certainly built lots of stuff. Let's have a little sleep because it is dark out. Yeah, and so over here, this is probably familiar with this, or if you're not, these are where you can dump these milk buckets, like a Holstein milk bucket. This is Animania. Put it in here, and if you can see there, we have an aging process now, so you let this sit for a while, and you get a block of cheese. And most of the recipes, you can just use slices of cheese, so what you do is you take this cheese mold, cut it up into pieces of 4 like that with this carving knife, I believe it's called. Yeah, the carving knife. And then I'll put the cheese up here because that is good for making things like that pizza. All right. And then this is a crushing tub, which is really cool because so you go over to Rustic here and grab some olives. You chuck them in the crushing tub and you jump. Jump until the tub's full. Come on. That's relatively full. I need to put a bar over my head. It makes it easier. And then you come over here and you grab some bottles. Let's grab 1, 2, 3 bottles worth. 4, I guess. Cool. Okay, so, and that's some olive oil now. Yeah, actually, I need to show you this. And olive oil you can add to any food source, so like pork chop plus olive oil, and now it's olive oil. And in theory, it gives you 1 extra hunger pop and 1 extra saturation, although I'm not sure, it doesn't show up in the tooltip. I'm not sure if it really does or not, or if that's kind of not there, but it's also important in recipes, so we'll keep it out. And for right now, let's actually just put the glass bottle down here because I only have 1 of them. All right, but let's go take a look down. I'll show you the mob farm that I have. So I did some stuff with moving spawners. You know, it's easy to, you take a diamond chest transporter, so let's take a look at that. A diamond chest transporter, which is 1 diamond and then like under a boat, and you can right click on a spawner, and so right here you can see I got an Enderman spawner. So I went around the world and there are these trees that are made out of obsidian and or have obsidian growing around them, and at the base of them you find endstone, and also under there's always an Enderman spawner, so I have that. But for my very simple, and right now I have tons of other places to go, but my totally simple spawner right now, I have this. It's both a skelly spawner and a zombie spawner. there's 2 skeleton spawners and 1 zombie spawner in here. I've made it the size that I could make a 3x3, so 27, or sorry, 9 spawners would be fit there. Actually, 27 spawners if I really wanted to. 3 levels of 9. But probably won't do that. Probably will do that as a 4x4. I do have a dungeon nearby where I could go and get 27 spawners if I want, but, you know, as you can see, boom, 12 levels. We'll take a quick look in here. I can turn the light on quickly, so I can show you. You can see, yeah, whoa, whoa, he shot me off. Why is it, oh, baby's stuck up in the, it's really weird that baby's stuck up in the air. That is bizarre. In fact, let's try to shoot him out of the air. There's an interesting thing in this mod pack. You can see, I don't know if you can see this from this side. You know what I will do is, would I lose that piece of cobble? Looks like I did. Let's grab a piece from right here. Turn that off. If I look from this side, I can show you. These lights are really helpful when you're building it, because it keeps it from spawning. But you can see, yeah, 2. Oops, yeah, don't let that guy shoot me. But yeah, 2 skeleton spawners and a zombie spawner are there. It's wide enough. It's a 7x7 room, so that is a really good thing. And the crusher just helps. Will put mending on this sword, but right now, you know, I don't want to use up durability on my sword or other tools, so I just put mending on there. And yeah, it outputs, you know, the normal stuff here. Actually, you know what I'd like to do is grab all this stuff and bring it up and smelt it right away. All the gold. Not exactly a gold farm, but gold nugget farm. All right. So that is my progress underground. Oh, let's quickly go back to the storage room. I'm just going to drop that stuff off here. There we go. Nuggets for me. Now, this progress I've made up here, I've really kind of changed this. So last video, if you remember, this whole area here was the kind of starter farm, but I changed that over to this farm area. So I did a couple things. I played with the, you know, not enough roofs mod. I wanted kind of this feeling of like a tin roof garden down the middle here. Let's get an empty hand just in case. And all the crops under that, so you know you can walk down the middle, have all the crops you want. You can harvest from the outside, obviously. Each of the gardens here, so this is, you know, I think this is the windy garden. These are the shaded garden crops, and here are all the crops. Now, I played with signs and stuff here. I actually loved PJ Pajama Bottoms and I think Cherry Pie on the Craft Theory server have a really nice one with, it's kind of all enclosed and it has really nice signs and stuff. I felt like this I wanted to keep more open, but I did steal their idea of, you know, having bees working in here. That one was totally full. I am not experienced with these, so I don't know like what you have to do to mine them. I guess at some point the queen bee moves out of the hive or something when it's produced so much or something like that. I don't know, but I'm assuming, so I'm going to go ahead and mine my bees right now. So yeah, these are all the Pam's crops are on that side and this side up to here. And maybe if I do it early, keep harvesting early enough to keep the queen, it actually produces a second one. I don't know. But the cactus fruit is the last one of the Pan's crops, so then there are these vanilla crops here. And then there's some of the plants, the pineapples, which are awesome food, the Tahitian spinach, these Prince's feather seeds, which all I think you do is get seeds from them, but they're one of the plants mods. In theory, the seeds are edible, but I don't really know how yet. I'm going to have to learn more about the Prince's feather stuff. I'm just collecting these grubs. And then another divider of vanilla crops, and then over to the rustic crops. The ginseng I have planted in here. I have this marshmallow root, which is another thing I don't really understand yet. I don't know what it does other than grows that pretty flower. But my grapes, this I definitely got from PJ's. PJ Plays is his YouTube one, so if you want to check it out, he did a little tutorial on this. I would plant the grape seeds and get a stake like that in the middle, and I had no idea what to do until I watched his video. And then you put these wooden stakes down, the rope across, and that stake connects there. If you either bone meal it or let it grow, the actual producing vines grow out along the rope. And then over here I have my chili peppers, which I think grow too high. Oh no, I didn't mean to break that. Wrong click. And my tomatoes, which will grow 3 high up on these wooden stakes as well. So those are cool, and you can kind of get in and harvest everything. A little hard actually because of the ginseng to harvest all the tomatoes. Might get rid of one row of ginseng plants here. Yeah, but that's I did put in the market. I haven't used it really yet, but if I do need to get something, and I noted from Discord, in the Craft Theory Discord, that they said you need the market to get the fruit trees. I didn't do too much else around the village since the last video, so we'll just hop right up here and take a quick look. Nope, not a good view right there. It's like, let's take a quick view of that farm area, but I think the best is probably from up on this balcony. Yeah. It kind of adds to that area quite a bit. And then, you know, I'm going to probably need to develop out this area probably with livestock and other things. Let me take a quick sleep, and I just want to show you the last thing, which is I did some work on livestock. And learning, because this is brand new to me, but you really need to take care of your livestock in Animania. It was interesting because Wells said, you know, one of the things was to reduce the grind. I feel like the animal stuff is much more grindy, but in a fun way. So if you just feed and water your cows, they just keep producing more and more cows, like these guys. So what I did actually was sectioned off these bowls so there wouldn't be any bowls in here. Except every time a couple grow up. I think so. I think maybe there aren't. Maybe I don't see any bulls this time. Eventually, we won't have any babies in here. Oh no, I will kill. Oh, there's one bull. It's super dangerous. I'm going to try this though. These guys will kill you, and they will kill you pretty fast. But yeah, see, there's like one. This guy right here. He could end up being a bull. But these guys are great for leather and stuff. And then the pigs give me incredible food, which we'll do in another episode with the buffed food and stuff. Right now I'm still eating the regular pork chops. Just, I don't know why, because it's not very dangerous what I'm doing. But I do have lots of the really good food. Alright, so thanks for watching. Next time, hopefully when I do another episode, we'll see some more progress down here with the livestock pens. I need to do something with that dungeon, and that castle are definitely in the plans. And I will keep working on upgrading the village here. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions or suggestions, I know I've got some good ones. The compacting drawers are definitely in the works for James. Leave them in the comments. Thanks again, and bye for now.